today, but I also just hella owe you guys. So I wanted to pop on as soon as I was able to, just to like get back in touch with y'all, see how everybody's doing, how we feeling out there, how we handling the energies going on right now, which are not super easy, I know, to deal with. And I've just really, really missed you and couldn't wait to get back to doing my thing and to working. So for those of you that are like new here or just don't know, I am That Witch Dani, and I've just been having some health issues and things going on, and it just took a while for me to like get right. Hi, namaste. Took a while for me to get right, and y'all know how I am. Like, I'm not going to come up on here doing readings and things like that for you guys if I'm not my best and I can't give you my best. So it's the reason why I've been gone for so long. But I'm ready. I'm ready. And I miss you guys a lot. So if you're here, say hello. Let me know where you're at. Let me know you can hear me, all the things. And we're going to dive into something kind of big. Kind of big. We've got a really big, hi babe, we've got a really big transit coming up. One that has really not happened before in our lifetimes, unless you're older than like 89 years old. And it's one that brings very drastic change, and change that can look a little, hi, change that can look a little bit scary, like in some ways, or unsettling. So I just want to talk about it like openly, do a reading here, kind of get any messages that Spirit wants y'all to have to prepare. And like we're going to handle this the same way we always do, right? Like calm, cooler heads prevail, right? We have our high vibe and our connection to Spirit, our gift of being awakened, and one another, right? And we're smart enough to know to big picture things and to not easily fall into fear, right? Or allow like fear-based shit to affect us, because then it's ultimately going to create our reality, right? And we're not going to let that happen. We're not going to let that happen. So I'm talking about Uranus moving into Gemini. It hasn't happened since like 1947, I think. Somewhere right around there anyway. I believe it moved in to Gemini in 1941, ended in 47. And it sparked World War II. Uranus was also in Gemini during the Revolutionary War, the American Civil War. So, Roswell, awesome. Welcome. I was just in New Mexico, actually. I don't know, like a month or two ago. February, I think. But welcome. Yeah, so we're talking about Uranus and Gemini. Traditionally, Uranus is change. It's radical, super fast, majorly transformative change, which I know kind of sounds a lot like Pluto. But the difference is Pluto is such an outer planet and it moves so slowly. Oh, you're saying in 47. Thank you. Oh, of course you're in Philly. I know that. The brain still, I'm psychic as fuck still, but the brain, not so great yet. Not so great yet. We're adjusting. But so, Pluto, yes, is the planet of rapid transformation and change. That's true. And it can be very heavy. But Pluto, being such an outer planet, moves so slowly, it takes up big energy, yeah. It takes such a long time for Pluto to make those changes. Like Pluto's presently in Aquarius, which is a major placement for Pluto. But it's going to be there 20 years. So it'll take 20 years for the full scale of change that that's going to bring to happen. Uranus, on the other hand, although it is an outer planet and it does move like slower through the signs, obviously it hasn't been in Gemini in 89 years, its transits happen every like 7 years. So it creates that radical change on a much like faster scale. So I do want you to be ready for anything, right? I want you to just be prepared and open for anything to happen, because your life will look a lot different when this transit moves out in 7 years. If you are a fixed sign, so Leos, Aquarius, Taurus, or Scorpio, you have had Uranus in a placement that heavily affected your life over the last 7 years. So if you can think back over the last 7 years and like just take a quick glimpse at your life, I guarantee you that quick look back, you'll see so many major things that have changed in your life, including just who you are, right? Within the last 7 years was my big awakening, and my abilities changed, and I, quit my corporate job and started doing this full time. And, my husband got sick and passed. I, my babies are all adults now. Like, my baby just turned 18 on April 1st, my youngest. Like, I have had so many massive life changes happen because of that placement, because Uranus being in Taurus and where that hits a Leo in your birth chart. All right, so we are finally out of the fire. Okay. Yes, we should be gratitude. We should be grateful for everything that happens in life to us, and that definitely includes the bad shit. I know how much easier that is, like, to say than to do. Trust me, those of you who know me personally know life has not been super easy for me. But being able to get to a place where you're super grateful for when things leave your life, or breakups happen and you get your heart broken, or you lose your job, whatever it is, right? Or like, your partner passes away, like my husband did at a very young age. Like, you have to find a way to be grateful for the bad shit just as much as you're grateful for the good shit. Because when the bad shit happens, all that means is that a phase of life is over. Something that was no longer suited for your highest good needed to be removed to make way for this new path that is for your highest good, that is a higher timeline, that will bring so much more contentment and happiness and fulfillment into your life. All right. So if you are one of those signs that I just said, has been through hell with this placement for the last 7 years, be grateful for all the bad shit just as much as you are for the good shit, because you learned and grew so much from that. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad. I hope it helped. I really do. But yeah, everything that happened was happening to prepare you for all of this exciting, amazing, high vibrational, huge new opportunities to come in for you that you never thought, could be possible or would ever happen for you. But I also want you to open up and always think that the best and highest good, can absolutely happen for you. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Thank you. You made my day. I'm really glad. We are, with what just happened with the Aries new moon and the 7-planet stellium, we had 7 freaking planets, because that includes the sun and the moon, in Aries at the same time. That is so much fire. Aries is ruled by Mars, the planet of war, right? Aggression, but it's also action. It's inspiration. You know what I mean? Preach, sir. Preach. So it can be positive catalysts, right? This can be positive change and, catalysts that just change your life in a really beautiful way. But you have to believe that, all right? You have to stay positive. You have to remember how much we are truly in brand new energy, and that every moment of our lives, we are creating our own reality, all right? So remember that your words are spells. Remember that thoughts become things, okay? And be super conscious of the fact that you are creating right now, every moment, every thought you have, every word you speak, you are creating what the rest of your life is going to look like with all of these massive changes. And if what I believe is going to happen happens, I promise you, you want to be on the good side of that. Because we ain't all going. It's just the truth. I believe. Anyway, and we'll see soon enough. So, okay, I'm going to let that go. I do want to just do a little like disclaimer for my mutable signs. My gems, you know I love you, my beloved Geminis, Virgos, Sagittarians, and Pisces. This change, Uranus moving from Taurus into Gemini, is going to have a very profound impact on y'all. All right. Sag and Pisces, I think that you can very likely be hit in your relationships, and that could be friendships and family relationships and work relationships too. It doesn't have to only be romantic. Sag, a lot of you, I think, are going to expand your idea of what is acceptable and what isn't. In terms of relationships, you may invent some new way of doing things, where maybe you have more freedom than would traditionally be like, you know, in a what we would consider a normal, right, like your traditional relationship or marriage or whatever. Pisces, you just may be hitting a point where you're just like, I'm fucking done with everybody. And you like move away, change your hair color, maybe your name, and you find all new friends. Okay, whatever you need, man, do it. Obviously, Gemini, this is definitely gonna have a moment with you. Uranus is in your sign. All right, Uranus, the planet of radical, rapid, crazy level change, is in your sign. So I absolutely expect for all of you to look back in 5, 6 years, certainly 7 years, and say, I can't believe how much my life just changed over the last 5, 6, 7 years. And that could be for the good. It doesn't have to be bad, all right? It just may feel chaotic and heavy at times because the change is going to be so rapid. And the opportunities coming in are going to be so big that it'll be difficult for us to just be like, wait, this is mine? Like, is this real? Is this happening? You know, particularly if you've had a tougher time of it in life traditionally. None of the old rules apply anymore. So throw them all away. We're creating our new reality right now. Okay? Virgo, too. Actually, all y'all mutables, but especially Virgo. You may find that your anxiety is much higher at times with this transit going on, just because of the way it's hitting your houses and stuff. So just be mindful of that. If you do feel like you're having a lot of anxiety issues or having trouble sleeping because of it or whatever, remind yourself that this is just because Uranus is in Gemini and it's at an aspect to your sign that can have this effect. And take your power back from it. Don't let it envelop you, because then that's your new reality. Okay? I hope that made sense. But anyway, welcome everybody. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad to be healthy enough to be back on here and doing this. This was such a major placement. I've been reading on and getting downloads and doing astrology charts and stuff for this exact week for 2 years. And it's here. So it's a big one, all right? This Uranus-Gemini shift is going to be huge. Venus is presently moving into Gemini, like today and overnight and tomorrow, which is big. And then it's going to form this trine with the Uranus thing. We'll talk about that in another video. And then on the 26th, the sun is going to be aspecting with the North Node, which can be very positive and propel you forward like gigantic leaps that you didn't think you could possibly like jump in one move, okay? And on the 28th, Venus is going to be trine Pluto, and that can bring some serious energy to your love relationships and finances, the two things that Venus rules. And if you are a Taurus or a Libra, you are ruled by Venus, okay? Okay. All right, let's do it. I have a ton of decks out. I may end up reading sign by sign, but first I just kind of want to get like a general idea of where Spirit wants us to focus to make sure that you all get the like most important information, whatever's going to help you the most at like this time, because it's just so important. Literally forming the rest of our lives and our own reality. Right now. Okay, my beloveds. So how is everybody? Anybody been struggling? Anybody feeling their abilities really awakening? Your intuition getting stronger? Things like that? Seeing crazy synchronicities? Having like physical responses to all the energetic things going on and changes? Like feeling like you're vibrating inside, or ringing in your ears, exhaustion, or on the other hand, you could be like super keyed up. Let me know. Let me know where you guys are at, and if there's anything I can support you through or help you guys with too. Call upon the lights. I call upon the divine. I call upon the Holy Spirit, angels, guides, ancestors, and my higher self. Asking for access to the universal knowledge and the Akashic records. Angel Metatron and higher charges. Okay. For the collective, what is the energy going to be like for this Uranus and Gemini transition for the collective? Okay, I feel better already. Good fortune, and it's number 13, my birthday. The number of the divine feminine, like ancient, historically, all of the above. Yeah, that was another thing I meant to say. Thank you for saying that. Your dreams are probably hella vivid right now, like maybe way more than they normally were, and you may be like just remembering a lot more about them, and they may be sitting with you all day. Like they can be a little heavy right now, but I don't think that they're warnings in a bad way. I really don't. I think it's all just sort of energies that you're receiving while you're sleeping that you're not aware you're receiving to help you adjust to 5D consciousness, downloads you might be getting. And most of the time when we think we're sleeping, our physical body is sleeping, our soul, our energetic body is traveling astrally and meeting up with our spirit teams or whatever jobs or missions like we may have to do in this lifetime. And a lot of times you can wake up with some level of knowledge of that happening, but it seems very abstract, if that makes any sense. Good fortune, number 13. We have karmic path, number 8. Interesting, 813 is my birthday. I feel like I'm getting a warning. And we have spiritual cleansing, which is number 50. And if somebody reminds me, because I won't remember after channeling, I will do a spiritual cleansing for everybody that's on the live before we end it tonight. Okay. And of course, if you can't stay here and listen to me for the next hour, I totally get it. I will repost this after. Protection. Love seeing that. Norse Compass. I love the energy of it. That's card number 1. And then you have jealousy, number 23, and courage, 37. That's interesting. Protection, jealousy, courage. Karmic path. Okay. So here's the message, right? I mean, we didn't even pull tarot yet, but we're gonna dive right in. And y'all remember how much this was showing up the last couple of months. It's here at the bottom of the deck again. Shift. So it's an overall arching energy. Shift is certainly happening. Shift happens. That was terrible. Okay. So we, as this collective, are very overdue, I'm feeling, for some good luck, for our luck to change, for, the major things that happen and changes that happen in our lives to be positive and not what we perceive as negative, because they're never really negative. All right? I mean, it's Saturn on this card that says karmic path. Saturn does not fuck around. All right? It's the adulty, responsible one of the planets. And it's really relevant right now because it's doing its own conjuncting and jumping around and jump around. Anyway, I don't want to dive into that. But anyway, Saturn's about responsibility. And not allowing yourself to put you know, the bills that are due over there and forget that they're there for a month and a half. Like, you're going to be forced to focus on whatever it is you need to be focused on to achieve what you're meant to achieve so that you can receive the gifts that are meant for you, okay, right now. So this path obviously is protected. We have protection here. But with spiritual cleansing, jealousy, and courage, those are the messages we want to work through right now, okay? I'm hearing that there is something or someone in your life that has got to go. It has to be cleared. And even if that person is not, you're no longer in contact with them, or they're not a part of your daily life or whatever, you may need to energetically clear them. All right. Anyone you have ever had like physical contact, especially intimate contact with in your life, you created energetic cords with, and they have to be removed. They don't go away on their own. Okay. So not only are you forming energetic cords to that person, but you're also forming energetic cords to any that they've not cut yet either, and anyone they've been intimate with, and anyone they've been intimate with, and so on and so forth. So you want to do this. A little refreshy fresh every now and again. All right. So whether it's physically removing this person, this situation, this ideology, this belief, whatever it is for you, or it's clearing the energy out, that needs to be done before Uranus moves into Gemini on the 25th. So tick, tick. Okay. The jealousy message is coming in two ways. A few times, preach. So take the one that resonates for you, whatever feels right for you. Never try to force something to fit. But there's a lot of you that are going to see this, and we're not all on the same exact, we're not living the same damn day every day, right, together. Hi. For some of y'all, this jealousy thing is about people having their eye on you because you're about to have this incredible glow up, and things are going to skyrocket for you really quickly. And it's going to be one of those things where, like, you always hear this about like musicians and stuff, right? People will be like, they just like skyrocketed to the top one day out of nowhere because they didn't see the 15 years, right, that musician or whatever, whoever spent working their ass off behind the scenes when they weren't in the public eye, when they didn't have a million followers, right, to get to where they were. And it's going to kind of look like that for a lot of you, especially all fixed signs. I'm feeling real drawn to you. So Leo, Scorp, Taurus, Sagittarius. People are going to have their eye on you, and people you care about and you think are in your corner and you think would be happy for you when these big things come in, these big opportunities. It may surprise you and it may hurt a bit to realize that they're actually not super happy for you because they're just not happy with themselves, and there may be some jealousy there, okay? Don't pay any attention to it. Don't give it any energy, please. This ain't the time. For the others of you, I'm reading it kind of in the reverse. It's almost like you're doing a lot of that like Facebook, Instagram scrolling thing where we only see people's lives as they curated them and edited them to make them look perfect and happy and amazing and whatever hell they want us to see, right? We all have that ability on our social media to only show the good stuff, never show the bad stuff. You can even like manufacture good stuff at this point with AI and everything else people do, right? So don't be looking at other people's lives and be envious of where they are, or let it make you feel like you're behind. You're never. That never happens, all right? Divine timing is a thing. Everything happens for you exactly when it's meant to and as it was meant to, all right? You are where you're supposed to be. But giving energy to things like jealousy is one of the lowest vibrations a human can ever feel. And it's an emotion that is only felt on Earth because Earth is a pretty low vibe, right? It's 3D. It's not 7D. It's not 10D. It's not 12D. It's 3D, okay? We come down here to learn because it's the only place we can learn this shit. It's the only place where you go through it. So don't let the lower vibrations keep your vibration low. All right, a lot of self-love, a lot of boundaries need to happen here right now, okay? And I'm so serious with y'all. And then you have courage here. And this courage card energetically is reading like the strength card in tarot, which is, again, Leo energy, which is neither here nor there, but it may be relevant for you. It's why I'm saying it. And it's really about your resilience, right? How strong you are, all the things that you are capable of overcoming that in some moment, felt like you would never be able to overcome, right? I'm sure every one of us on here can think of a time when something happened in their lives that they were like just so afraid would happen, almost like they instinctually knew it was coming, and you felt like you would never get over it. I'm changed forever. I'll never feel happy again, whatever it may be. There you go. We've all overcome something in life that we just thought would absolutely destroy us, and it didn't. It didn't. So take a moment to look back at those things if you need a little reminder of how much you are capable of overcoming what is perceived as something negative or whatever happening or challenging in your life. And give yourself some credit. Give yourself some credit. And let it empower you, because whatever happens, you are going to overcome it. And you are going to remember that everything is always working out for you. Even when it seems like the whole world is blowing up and one thing after another keeps going wrong, those moments of radical change is when things are working out for you the most, because all the shit holding you back is just being eliminated. All right? Things are always working out for you. They don't happen to you. They happen for you. Please keep that perspective in mind through all of this. Okay? I promise you're going to be fine. Promise. Somebody try to remind me about a healing, spiritual healing cleansing before I end this. Okay? What tarot deck do I want to use? The energy's hella crazy for this to be my first read coming back. So just bear with me while I ground and center, because I need that sometimes too. What deck do I want? Oh, it's literally right in front of my face. Okay, let's get some tarot messages out, and then we're going to get some advice and guidance and just more about what to expect here. Okay. For the collective, please. Show me what Uranus and Gemini is going to bring in for everybody. Just energy around Uranus and Gemini. I don't think I've done a live in at least a month, and I've only posted I think 2 videos, 2 readings, and at least that long too. Not for lack of trying. I did try, but like I said, I would never come on here and give you guys a reading that wasn't the best of me, like especially with something like this that I think is very important, you know. Yeah, no, it's been like a month since I've been on. I missed it. I did. I missed it terribly. But I just had some crazy health thing come up out of nowhere that really took me out very quickly. And just needed a lot of tweaking and things to get me regulated and right again and stuff like that. So it's all good. For the collective, show me Uranus and Gemini for this collective. There's so much new here. I don't care what your astrological sign is or what your chart is. This is going to change everything on the whole of Earth. It just is. We are all going to see such major change with this placement. And like I said, the beginning, the first couple weeks, I do think are going to be a little rough. So I'll be on more. We'll support each other more. You do. Yeah, totally. And then after that, like, it's going to ease up. All right. It won't be pure chaos all the time. And May is definitely a way easier month than April. Like I said, April 2026 is a month that Spirit's been talking to me about for over 2 years. The next big one that could be a little chaotic is July. A little bit of June, but May's pretty nice. The energy of May is pretty nice astrologically. So we're going to be all right. We're always going to be all right. We're going to be better than all right. In the end, we're going to be better than we've ever been. It's necessary change. It's growth. All right. 8 of Cups, Page of Cups, the Chariot, the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Swords. We have 3 out of 4 pages here. And pages are young energy. We call them like the teenagers of tarot, right? They're not kings. They're not even knights. They're just pages. They're like students. So that's a lot of new. It's a lot of new information. It's a lot of learning. It's a lot of new opportunity, though. The Chariot, this is another theme, and it's funny because it is happening to me. I'm moving states away in 58 days, which is coming up quick. And yes, that's absolutely coming. Yeah, 100%. I'm honestly surprised it hasn't happened yet. But I still believe that it will very likely happen by the end of April. So we're like a week away at most, right? Well, how many days are we? Like 5-6 days away from April ending. Yes, UFO disclosure is absolutely coming. A lot of you are physically moving like I am, moving to new places or doing a lot of traveling. You might even be like one of those people that like knows how to redo a bus and make it into like the dopest mobile babe cave ever, and you're gonna go live in that for a while. Like lots of y'all are gonna change your landscape, and that's because you're meant to. Okay, where you are geographically in the world, and where your soul is meant to be at certain times, is plotted and planned out in your birth chart, just like everything else is. So it's real thing, it's big thing. And a lot of you are feeling compelled to go someplace new. You just feel like wherever you are, I'm just not supposed to be here anymore, or you're not happy and content there anymore, right? I know that's happening for me, and I know I ain't the only one. So the Chariot card is about movement, usually physical movement. You physically moving somewhere new or traveling far away, things like that. I am. Yeah, I got to close out the cave, like the Babe Cave's got to have one more party. So 8 of Cups, that's you walking away, because an 8 of Cups is 80% of what you can have, right? Which sounds great. 80% is not terrible. But if you can have 100, why are you accepting 80, right? So you are walking away from something that maybe wasn't awful. It just didn't fulfill you. It just wasn't 100%. It was 80. It's 8 cups, not 10. So you're walking away from something towards a brand new start. And immediately you walk into a Page of Cups, all right? Which is a loving energy. This is the water signs, right? So it's healing and it's love. It could be a love offer. Somebody could be coming back around a second time with an apology. I always think that he's a little sus, because like, yeah, your cup of love is nice and all, and thanks for making the journey to like come bring it to me, but why the fuck is there a fish in it? Why is there fish in my cup? Like, what's he about? What's he offering? Like, he's a little sus, all right? I don't purely trust the Page of Cups. And remember, this is not an emotional, mature energy. It's not a king. It's a page. It's a teenager at best. It's a student, all right? But it's an offer. It's an offer like, hey, take this path. We know you're looking for 8 cups. They're handing you one right now. Or you're looking for 10 cups, rather, and you're at 8. They're handing you one right now. So now you're at 9, right? You're on your way. And then the Chariot, Cancer energy, another water sign, is like, yep, this way. Notice that they're white and black. It's done for a reason. That's you sitting in the middle, having integrated your light and your shadow side, right? So now it's time for you to move on up. This is glow up energy. And then we got the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. Came out together, back to back. I've never seen 3 pages fall in the beginning of a reading before. There's only 4. I would go insane if there was one at the bottom of the deck, but there's not. Page of Pentacles is about building long-term, stable energy, like that will support you throughout the future. Yeah, yin and yang, right? There's 2 sides to every Schwartz, right? We always have to go back to Spaceballs on this channel. It's as above, so below. Duality, yin and yang. Page of Pentacles is building stability. It's an opportunity that builds, a financial like stockpile for you, or a home to live in, or something like that. But it's something or someone that wants to build for the long run for you, and they want to build correctly from a stable foundation that's not going to easily crumble. Okay, but it has a lot to do with finances and 3D material possessions. A Page of Swords is learning something new. You're going to hear something. Somebody's going to say something. There's a lot of people here. Like, this could be a young friend group, somebody younger than you, or someone just less wise than you, or that hasn't gone through their awakening and done their shadow work yet, whatever it is. There's information coming to you that you need, because it sort of sets you off on this brand new beginning on your fool's journey, right? And it illuminates your true soul purpose for you in a very clear and obvious way. So for those of you that have felt stagnant, connected to spirit and know that you're awakened, but you're not, you feel like you're not finding your soul purpose, or like you're missing something big, right? That kind of energy. I've actually been feeling like that. Or you're not feeling creative, you're feeling blocked creatively. That's all about to change, because that's what the Ace of Wands brings. This is also a brand new beginning, a brand new opportunity. Everything on here is about change so far. But Ace of Wands is about like following your passion, right? And what you're truly passionate about is your soul's purpose. You were made passionate about it for a reason. You're supposed to create from that passion in this lifetime. And it's fire sign energy. So we've got Aries, Leo, Sag here. Just coming off an Aries new moon. Just closed out Aries season yesterday. Maybe 2 days ago. I don't even know what the hell day it is at this point. I think it's the 23rd. Is it? I don't know. But this is an opportunity. This is a gift from the universe. It's literally a hand coming out of the clouds, like coming from the heavens, giving you an opportunity to pursue a new path and a new passion. And you've also got the Page of Cups here, right? You've got the opportunity to do what you love, or for a partner that you'll love, or something to come in. You have a Page of Pentacles, which is your opportunity to build stability and security for the rest of your life, for your future, financial security, things like that. And Page of Swords, information. Like, there's no such thing as us having too much knowledge, right? Thank you. 23. Okay. The brain. It's amazing. No such thing as having too much knowledge. So swords are the air signs, right? Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. And they're very of the mind. They're the thinkers of the zodiac. So this is like knowledge, information, or this is a communication. Someone's going to call you up and be like, yo, girl, you're a dude. We caught him on camera with Sheila and blah, blah, blah. And we have proof. And like, your whole world changes in a second from that information. Okay. I hope that that's not the case for any of you, but like, I need an example. Okay. This can be information that changes your life for the better. And I would certainly argue that if you are in a situation where you get the phone call that your man was hooking up with Sheila, that's amazing information that you just received, because you were just saved from a lying, cheating shitbag that you don't want to be tied to anyway. Your vibe's too high for that. Okay? Okay. So rest, restoring oneself, connecting to your higher self, spending time in quiet contemplation, if not full-blown meditation, is very important right now. Self-care, self-love. You need to chill. You need to sleep. You need to rest. Whenever you feel like you need it, you need to listen to that. All right? I want you to remember that we are in the age of the divine feminine, and we have to eliminate the old, outdated energy that was just drilled into us, that we existed in divine masculine energy. We lived in the divine masculine energy for 5,000 years as a species, as humans. And we are now in the age of the divine feminine, where none of those rules apply anymore. So throw them all out and listen to what that energy is and receive it. All right, all the above. So the era of the divine masculine was very much about hustle, go, 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 grind, conquer, war, right? Now we're in the era of the divine feminine, which is much more compassionate, much more healing focused, and much slower paced. And the key thing I want you to remember to master this next 2,000 years, whatever, however long we're in the era of the divine feminine for, the key thing I want you to remember is that in the age of the divine feminine, the progression, your progress, your hustle is in the stillness. It's when you're still. It's when you're connecting to your higher self. It's when you're meditating, when you're building a stronger connection to source or to your guides or your angels. Throat chakra's going out already. That stillness, that time that you're spending visualizing, already having what you're manifesting into your life, right? Because that's how you do it, raising your vibration to match what you want. That is where the progress is. It's not in looking busy and being hella scheduled and running around like crazy, like I have 15 jobs and I'm hustling and I'm hustling. Like, that's great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking that. You know, don't forget, widow, raised 3 kids alone. I've always had 15 jobs. Okay. Like, not knocking it, but understanding that there is a better way, a faster way, and we can really work smarter, not harder now. We just need to slow down and spend more time chilling like this. All right. No, that's not a coffin. They're not dead. They're just recovering. They're restoring. Okay. They're relaxing. Okay. I feel like I beat that like a dead horse. Let me get off that. Okay. What else is coming in towards the collective with Uranus and Gemini? What does the collective need to know? Seven, eight. Don't ask me why, but I just keep hearing 7, 8. Almost like, you know how obnoxious it is that every child says 6, 7 every 5 seconds right now. Can't stand it. But it's 7, 8. Like, I'm a lifelong dancer, so I'm hearing the like choreography count. Like, the 5, 6 might be quiet, but I'm hearing the 7, 8. Okay, so may be relevant for you, may not be. You might be a July baby, you might be an August baby. This may be giving you an idea of timing, 7, 8 weeks, the 7th, 8th month. I don't know. It's going to be different for everybody, but if something resonates for you, just be aware. All right. You might start seeing those numbers every flippin' where now after this. Okay. What else for the collective? What do they need to know with Uranus moving into Gemini and this major change that's coming? How can we guide them? What do they need to expect? Prepare. I love it. Libra energy, justice. This is karma. Justice is karma, right? Could be legal situations for some of you. If any of you are like in long-standing embroiled legal situations, or you've been waiting for a lawsuit to finish for 20 years, whatever, a divorce to go through, whatever. This could be a sign for you that this is about to come to an end. Okay, if you are in a legal situation that's been drawn out, the end is near. There's finally light at the end of the tunnel. If not, this is karma coming in and saying it's time for us to restore balance in your life. If you are one of the fixed signs who just had for the last 7 years Uranus and Taurus kicking your ass, it's time for all the good to come in now, to replace everything that was removed, and to reward you for all the amazing work that you've been doing. It's very fair. It's very balanced energy. With that last full moon in Libra, I hope that we were finding and focusing on bringing more balance into our lives, because it will help this transition. It'll help it to be much easier on us, if that makes sense, if we're already sort of in a state of pretty good balance. Queen of Wands, bottom of the deck, a lot of Leo energy showing up. Okay. Got a 2 of Wands, King of Swords, and the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles, amazing card. Amazing card. It's one of the best you could ever ask to show up in a reading for you. 2 of Swords, not a bad card. 2s are always about a choice. They're always about a decision that needs to be made. So you are very likely going to have the opportunity to go this way or go this way, or to stay stuck or move forward. And because it's 2 of Swords, she's blindfolded in a pretty defensive position. You're probably going to have to make this choice without seeing or knowing where this path is going to lead you. Okay? You're going to have to do it by instinct. But here's the amazing news. The King of Swords knows nothing but truth, right? No bullshit with the swords, ever. They are all about truth, much like justice energy is. Okay? Air sign energy here, which Gemini is, of the mind. Thinkers. They're smart. They're logical. Right? And they get to the truth no matter what. They get clarity no matter what. So that showing up with that 2 of Swords is just the universe's way of saying, don't worry about it. We're not going to let you go the wrong way. You will have all the knowledge that you need to have, as long as you accept it and believe the truths that you're seeing, to make this choice wisely and to make this easy for you. Okay? And where does that road lead? 10 of Pentacles. This is amazing. All right. There is nothing higher than 10 in tarot. So if a 9 of Pentacles is a millionaire, a 10 of Pentacles is a billionaire. This could be you creating generational wealth, changing your entire family legacy and, you know, ancestral like line debt and story and narrative. This is you having insane stability and security, money put away, beautiful home, but also loving the people that you share that home in your life with, right? Lots of earthly 3D possessions, a lot of luxury here, okay? But just so solid and so content, and you've built something, show me the money indeed, that is not going to easily crumble, all right? And Queen of Wands is what's at the bottom of the deck, and the Queen of Wands is magnetic. She's the most attractive energy in tarot, archetype in tarot. People are just drawn to her because she's compassionate and warm, but she's super creative as well. She's like a great entrepreneur, but she's a great mom, right? Balances all of that really beautifully. You know, just creates from her truth, from her soul. But you can see our courageous little lions, right? Courage coming up again, are always on her card. Because, yes, she's Leo energy, but the Strength card, right, has a lion on it. You are strong enough to receive all of these things. And you don't have to chase them. We attract, we don't chase, right? That's very divine femme. We just spend time in reflection, quiet contemplation, and meditation, and just allow the messages and the guidance that we need to find us, okay? Keep your vibe high. You will attract high vibrational people and opportunities and loves and jobs and creations into your life. All right? And your vibe cannot stay high while you're holding on to old shit that is not of the same vibration or that you've outgrown. All right? There is no cheat code. You got to do the hard stuff. Nobody ever said walking in a spiritual way was easy. It's not. But it's the most rewarding life you could possibly lead, right? The day always comes where you're grateful for all the hell you went through, because you've got something so amazing you would never want to lose or give up. I felt like there were more. Sorry, I had to. All right, a little bit of a warning. A little bit. It's all right. We're cool. We're cool. We're good. We're so good. 8 of Swords and the Devil are very similar energy. Like, I'd almost say this is the minor arcana version, right? Energy of the major arcana Devil card. Devil card is Capricorn energy. It's number 15. In case numbers are important to you. So we ended with an 8 of Swords. We started with an 8 of Cups. So an 8 of Cups is free. They've cut themselves free and they're walking away from something off to wherever they would like to go, right? They have all the freedom in the world to make that choice. The 8 of Swords is the opposite. Thank you. The 8 of Swords is obviously not free. But isn't she? What's she actually tied to? Nothing. Right? But she's blindfolded. She doesn't realize that she could wiggle right out of that shit. It looks like toilet paper. Like, it's super thin, right? And free herself. She could just walk away. Her legs aren't tied. She also is blindfolded and doesn't realize that there isn't an army around her pointing those swords at her that she needs to be in fear of, right? There's nobody there. She could just go. But she doesn't know that, right? It's like a self-imposed prison, okay? And the devil is something that controls you. Something that has power over you, something that chains you to an idea, a person, a job, a situation, or whatever, and keeps you stuck there. All right? So you've got to free yourself. You have to learn to shut down the self-limiting beliefs, the voice in your head that says the good shit will never happen for you, or it's only been bad all 44 years of your life so far. Why would you ever believe that that's going to change? Because it is. It is going to change. Everything changes now. None of the old rules apply. But you really, truly have to get a handle on that and believe that. Okay? You have to free yourself and be open to accepting all of this good. If you stay in a place of lack and negativity and woe is me, you know, if you act like a victim, the universe will treat you like one repeatedly. Okay? Don't be a victim. This happened for you, not to you. Whatever this is, this devil, and like I said, I can't really give you too many more specifics because it's going to be different for everybody. You've got to free yourself from, whether it's an addiction, And that could be an addiction to a person, you know, to shopping, to smoking, to drugs, whatever it is. Or just outdated ideology that no longer serves you, or outdated beliefs, or being in a lack mindset, staying in a job that doesn't value you, or you're not compensated fairly, shit like that, right? That all has to go so that you can have all this amazing that's coming in. Like, yeah, you're going to feel disappointed. So what? Like, you're going to feel disappointed for 5 minutes, right? Over what left. But when the new comes in, you won't ever even remember nor give a shit that you had the old. Because the new is aligned to who you are. It's so perfect for you, right? And you're just going to be unbelievably grateful that you get to finally have it. There we go, finally. We have death, which just means rebirth. So once we process the disappointment and we finally let go and stop being afraid of like the owie, it's going to hurt, I'm going to be sad that they're gone and disappointed that I had to change jobs and do something scary like start a new one. Who cares? Make room for new. Exactly. Like I tell you guys all the time, you're probably sick of hearing me say it, but comfort is the absolute death of progression. Your soul does not progress beyond where it is. You can't make more money or be more successful, whatever that idea is, or abundant in life. Like, you can't. If you're holding on and saying, I'm going to accept this job that's paying me $20,000 a year less than I'm worth and never appreciates me and just gives me more and more work. Like, you're accepting that. You're saying that's your value. Nothing will change with you in that energy. All right? So don't be afraid to let stuff go and say goodbye to it and cry and hurt for 5 minutes. It's not going to kill you. I promise. You've done it before. You can do it again. It's death of the 3D to embrace the 5D. Thank you. Very well said. Yes, it is. I mean, and it truly is. The King of Pentacles is now at the bottom of the deck. The King of Money, the King of Riches, the King of Security, stability, Earth sign energy, rooted in this life on the earth. And our beautiful Scorpio energy, number 13, the Death cards. We started with number 13. We're ending with number 13. That's your rebirth. As soon as you process the disappointment and free yourself, your new life comes right in. It's immediate. Okay? And it's built from very stable roots that are not going anywhere. Knight of Swords, the Lovers, Six of Cups, the World card, holy shit, King of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Patience, the Two of Cups, which is my soulmate card. Yeah, this is all, oh my God, Wheel of Fortune, crazy, crazy. Ace of Cups, there's so much new here. I promise you, this is the time where your hopes and dreams are actually going to come true. I know we say that all the time. Keep doing your vision boards, manifest, blah, blah, blah. And then nothing happens and you're like, what the fuck? And you're like ready to give up. I've been there myself. I understand. But the time is actually really, truly ours now. So what are you going to do with it? Right? You let go of everything that doesn't serve you. Keep boundaries strong. Cut out all the shit that's just not good enough for you. And then watch all the new come in. Because it's already on its way. You've just got to make the room. Okay? All right, let's see what else we can come up with here. Best and highest messages for the collective, please. Clarify any of these messages. Let them know what to expect. Please guide them during this era of change. What did I want to say, guys? Oh, May. May is wild. We have two full moons. We have two full moons in May. One is on the 1st and one is on, I believe, the 31st, the last day. We'll have a blue moon. But astrologically, May is much calmer and nicer energy and less chaos. Just the first 2 weeks, like from here on out, really. For 2 weeks, it just may be a little rocky. Okay, just remember, we're going to be fine. We are going to come out on the other side of this. for the collective, please. What do they need to know? Uranus and Gemini. Influence. So a lot of you may be taking positions or be put into positions where you will have a lot of influence over a collective, or the whole collective of Earth. It's number 25. Sacred space, 43. It's showing birds nesting, which is funny in the sense that that's exactly what they're doing right now. In case, you know, I'm sure you guys have noticed the birds are all chasing each other around. They're all trying to get laid, right? They're all mating, and they're trying to make their nests and shit all over the place. And it's literally what's on this card. And they're both sevens. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Didn't I say 7, 8 when I started this? This is a crow deck. Yeah, the crows have really been communicating with me lately on an insane level. Like, and if any of my friends are on here, particularly my Florida peeps, they can attest to that. How much they will chase me down to get me a message. Best and highest messages. Anything else the collective should know, please? Crows are messengers. They bring warnings, but they also bring guidance. Oh, is that your spirit animal? I love it. That's awesome. You know, remember, your animals might be acting a little sketchy some days or sleeping a lot more. All of a sudden, don't be too concerned about it. I mean, of course, I'm not a doctor. Like, if you think your dog needs to go to the vet, take your pet to the vet. Like, but animals, including birds and wildlife, they're ascending too. So they're having their own ascension symptoms and things to go through. They're awakening, and they feel the changes. And I think that the biggest change with our relationship with them is just going to be that there will be one. Like, we will be much more in contact with wildlife and living a lot closer and more integrated. I really do believe that coming up. 14, distance. Talk about the move again, right? Right. The distance may seem scary, and for some of y'all, this may be your devil card. What's holding you back is this fear of the distance. Like, the world is a small place. It just is, especially now. Oh, that's cute. I love that. You know, FaceTime and all the things that you can do, and how easily we can fly anywhere these days. Like, we're never really all that far away, right? Exposed, 17. But I'm actually not hearing this in a negative. Like, exposed has like a sort of negative vibe. I heard seen. It's time to be seen. You have influence, right? At your job or over a collective or whatever, right? But influence is here. Maybe you're an influencer, right? Maybe. Whatever it is for you. You're finally going to be seen, and you're meant to be. So please embrace that too. Okay? Y'all, like my OGs know, there was a time where I would have laughed in your face if you ever told me that I would be putting my face on social media at all, let alone doing shit like lives on YouTube. I was a wallflower. I wanted to be hidden away. I didn't want to be seen. I didn't. Because I had a lot of big wounds to heal. And I didn't want... I was so insecure and so, like, fragile at the time that I couldn't handle people making fun of me in the comments or something like that. Now that would... I could give a shit. Like, fuck what they say, right? I don't care. And anything anybody ever says about you says more about them. We all know that than it does about you, but whatever. You know, but there was a time where I was so crippled by the thought that I would never even post a picture of myself on Facebook or anything. Now his face is freaking everywhere. I know how scary it can seem when you've been one way your whole life or for a long time, or because of a deep trauma, like a PTSD. Thank you. Don't let the fear hold you back, please. Like, fear's a lie. It's bullshit. It's not tangible. It isn't real, right? Don't let that fear dictate how the rest of your life is going to go. Because if you break free of it, you are going to live a life you never imagined. It will be so beautiful, and it does get easier every day. Yeah. Strong boundaries and having value for yourself and self-love and not giving a shit what other people say is so freeing. It is so freeing. There's no expectations or pressure on me. Apart from what I do to myself, because I'm like, have a tendency to be really hard on me and hella type A, but we're working on it. But you know what I mean, right? I'm not going to be who you think I should be because it makes you feel comfortable and safe to keep my light at a certain brightness. Because when my light's shining all the way, it's really threatening to somebody, right? But if they would just shine their light in its full brightness, they wouldn't be threatened by mine. We'd all just be who we're meant to be and wear our authenticity proudly. And when you're doing that, you really can't fall in to the traps of limiting beliefs or caring about what people say or allowing expectations and pressure to even be put on you. You know what I mean? It's taking your power back. I want you all to do that. Everybody needs to work on that. Look what is at the bottom of our deck, abundance. It's our birthright. We all were born with the right to achieve tens, fullest possible abundance, right? We just have to believe it and raise our vibration to that. The universe does not have a budget, you know. Hi. Universe does not have a budget, right? Don't limit yourself. There is no limit. The sky's not even the limit. We have the whole universe up there and then some, right? Don't limit yourself. It's not selfish. You're not being greedy, right? You just know that abundance is your birthright and we can all have the same level of abundance, okay? Being your authentic self is a pinnacle, right? Like, you cannot progress spiritually as a soul on your journey without embracing your authenticity and wearing it proudly and not giving a shit about the judgment. Okay. Okay. Abundance at the bottom of the deck. I love that. Ooh, I really want these all of a sudden for some reason. Okay. I think this is going to give you guys some clues as to maybe like a path to pursue or something like that I'm hearing. For the collective, please. What do they need to hear to support them during Uranus and Gemini? Advice, guidance, anything would be awesome, please. For the collective. Uranus and Gemini, what do they need to hear? Or what clues or synchronicities do they need to watch out for? How can we guide them? Make this transition as easy as possible for the collective. Okay. Well, they're still coming. There's a lot of these, so I guess I was right. This deck really wanted to talk to y'all. This is the Citadel deck, and I really like it. It's very different. Just throwing that out there for anybody who may want to know. Oh my God, there's a million. Okay. The air, unseen potential. But the shadow side of it says hesitation. Almost like you're afraid to embrace your, like, potential. Like, you know, you're afraid to show how bright your light really is, right? But we don't dim our light to make other people feel comfortable. Okay, the air. You have a lot of unseen potential here that the universe is waiting for you to see and embrace. The botanist. So this is about parenthood or leaving a legacy, what your soul's legacy is. The masquerade, hiding your true self. This has clearly got a theme. This can also be about projection in the shadow side, you know, projecting your own shit onto somebody else. The puppeteer, very devil card energy. Explanations and apologies, but look, there's like a hand controlling them. They're not free. They're still chained to the devil, right? Explanations and apologies. Do you owe anybody an explanation? Literally ever? Nope. No? is a complete sentence. You can say no. That's it. And yeah, we should apologize if we were shitheads. If we're wrong, we should apologize. But we shouldn't apologize for existing. We shouldn't apologize because we sneezed really loud and you were watching the game and you got pissy. Like, I sneezed. It's not my fault. I'm not going to apologize for that, right? Like, do you understand? I know it's a silly explanation, but I'm just trying to get you to understand the energy. Like, apologizing for taking up space. We ain't doing that. We're not doing that. And we don't have to explain to anybody why we're making the choices we're making or why we're going the way we're going. We're going that way because we feel compelled to, because our soul's telling us to, because we're awakened, spiritual, high vibrational light beings. And we know what we're doing. Like, I ain't in your lane. Don't come in mine. Right? Support me. I support you. I love you. I want us all to go and succeed and enlighten together. But I ain't going to stop anybody. Nobody's going to stop me. The Musician. Inspiration and gratitude. Gratitude is so key. Gratitude is right up there with being your authentic self. Okay? There is no soul journey growth without gratitude. I don't care how little you have to be grateful for at the moment. Be grateful for the air that you're breathing in right now. Okay? Everything. Be grateful for the phone you're watching me on or the computer, whatever. Like, every little thing we need to live in an energy of gratitude and be grateful for. So we're constantly drawing in more to be grateful for. The Painter. So we're getting to a lot of creativity. You know what I mean? The Painter. Productivity. Creation. Right? We just came out of all that Aries energy, that huge Aries stellium. We still have several placements in Aries that are slowly starting to transition out, but it's all about action. It's fire, right? It's movement. Like, it's time to create. It's time to be productive. It's the time to go create your new reality, your new path, your new life is right now. Okay? The Pilgrim. Opportunities and growth. Here they come. This is like the Hermit cards. Light the lantern, lighting your way to the new path you're meant to be on. I love it. The Runaway. Secrets and running from problems. Now this is the Eight of Swords. Self-imposed prison, but the cage door is wide open. Free yourself. Free yourself, okay? Don't keep secrets from yourself. You need to look at the truths that you're finding out along the way about others as well. And running from problems never works. They come back bigger. In fact, with bigger obstacles that slow you down longer. The Sleeper. This is about clarity. Clarity. The information you need is coming. The Forgotten. Missed opportunities or fear of failure. You are not forgotten. You're not forgotten. You're just finally being asked to be seen now, right? You can't hide anymore. You got to put yourself out there, your authentic, real self, which is the real scary shit, right? I feel real vulnerable because I'm putting the real me out there. Do it. Your tribe will always find you. But if you're not putting out real you, your tribe will never find you, right? You're going to attract the people the fake you is meant to attract. Does anybody want that? Like, no. Fear of failure is a really big shadow. All right. If anybody is struggling with that, please let me know. I will help you. 7-7 again. The Vengeance. Overcoming slights or having to make a choice, which we know is coming. I'm alive. I know. I've missed everybody. I missed you. Thanks for being here. All right. Powerful message still. Overcoming slights or making a choice. We know that that's coming. But again, it's sort of freeing yourself. Getting that red, rope off of your wrist so that anchor doesn't hold you back. And the Waker, which is obviously about awakening. It says awareness, but also reflection. And that's what I mean about reflecting on how far you've come or the major obstacles you've already survived and thrived through and grew from. Don't be afraid of anything. You've already proven to yourself that you can overcome the things that you thought were going to kill you or that you could never make it through. You've done it time and time again in your life. Okay, this is the Shaman Stream Oracles. We're calling some ancestors here just to see if there's anything that we can do to raise our vibration or support us in finding the clarity and things that we need as easily as possible. moving through these transits and all this rapid transformation as easily as possible. Because I want that for us too. Ancestors, my ancestors, but also the ancestors of everybody watching in this collective. Please send the messages that we need to receive right now, your guidance and protection or advice, clarity. For the collective, please. Sorry if that's, you guys can probably hear all that noise. It sounds like a friggin' stampede above my head. The teenagers. Even as adults, they don't get any less noisy, apparently. Alright, for the collective, please. Best and highest messages for the collective. 43, which has already come up today. It says overflow, overwhelm, and plenty. So this is like Ace of Cups vibes, right? This is like your cup runneth over, because there is so much good coming in for you. So much healing, so much love, so much compassion, so many opportunities to do what you love. We have 29, which is the horned cactus, and it says resourcefulness. All right, Spirit wants you to trust that you have all the resources that you need. Stop planning, stop writing down shit and making lists and staying stuck in that phase and not actually making anything happen with all this knowledge and planning that you're doing, right? You have all of the resources available to you that you need to start this path. Just go. It's just time to go, okay? No more stalling. And then we have heart home, number 27, with compassion. Compassion in your heart. So compassion for yourself, compassion for others. Remembering that every single one of us is walking a spiritual journey, whether we're awakened to that fact or not, right? We all have a checklist of things that our soul has to experience in this lifetime. We've got to get passing grades on those and check them off our list so that we can continue to progress as a soul. We are all going through shit that we're not necessarily telling everybody about on a daily, right? Like, that compassionate stance is so insanely important when we're all in a place where the world is sort of wounding us every day or triggering us. We have, PTSD, CPTSD, whatever. Shadows, wounds, the things we all have. We need to be so much more compassionate with one another, so much more compassionate with ourselves, and so much more compassionate to Mother Earth. Because she can still just decide, like, y'all are like fleas on a dog's ass to me. People are fleas on a dog's ass to Mother Earth. All right, we are. That's not true, because you wouldn't be here. I promise. We need to take much better care of Mother Earth. Y'all don't need me to tell you that she's feeling some kind of way. The weather, we can all tell it's crazy, okay? Shit's going on in areas where those things don't exist previously, right? It snowed in Hawaii. It snowed in Fort Myers, Florida. Like, it was 90 degrees in New Jersey one day, and there were snow flurries a day later, okay? Shit's a little wonky. Earthquakes going off like crazy. Volcanoes, like tornadoes that are insane. Wildfires everywhere, right? We need to be more compassionate to Mother Earth, okay? Take care of our resources and not drain the shit out of them like humans do, right? Like, we just are such consumers, We don't need to consume all that we consume at all, okay? All right, I'm not going to lecture you, but I just want to make sure the message is hitting home. And Any other messages, please, for the collective? Okay. Gathering around, which is the power of community. The other most important lesson, right, in accomplishing ascension to 5D consciousness. We can't make it to 5D consciousness without embracing the fact that we are one. Collective consciousness is a vital part of that energy. 5D consciousness is literally about community and collective consciousness. Us understanding that we are all connected. All right, we have a connection to ants, right? To rats, to certainly one another, and to the universe, and to source or God, whatever you call it. We are all connected. I'm definitely like hardcore hippie. It's true in here. I am. I just might be like an emo hippie, but I'm a hippie. It's very true. I am peace, love, take care of the earth all day. But the power of community